Yo, what up you guys, your boy Dwitch back again with another video. In this video we're going to talk performance and talk about what's working and not working with my stores. This morning it's currently 10 o'clock. I got a call right now, so I'll catch y'all after the call. So I noticed the biggest thing is like not trying to reinvent the wheel. The goal is to try to get inspiration from what's working and just kind of make it better. Just got done with the meeting. It was with our editor, and now I'm on my way to the gym. So what we talked about on that call was just kind of helping her formulate her own ideas for creative process. Basically what I talked about in yesterday's video, but just helping her kind of understand the process for herself and be able to understand what a winning ad is, for one. For two, understand how to take this winning ad and remix it and make it work for any products that we're looking to scale. Because as you guys know, I'm looking to run multiple brands at this point, and that's why right now I am slowly building up my team and just training them to be able to sustain multiple brands. We're starting off with a couple brands right now, but as this year goes on, we should be able to open a few other ones. If not, be able to scale the ones we have way further. And she needs to be able to be dialed in and fully understand what this process looks like. Right now, what it looks like in terms of process, I've talked about this before, but it's just me find the ideas, do creative research, and I essentially add it to ClickUp. She makes it, I review it, give her feedback if I need to, and then we launch. That's what the process looks like. But I want this to be a process where I'm not necessarily always looking for new creatives. I will always still be in the process until like $1 million a month, depending on the brand. But it's still good to know that another person is able to come up with concepts as well, and we can bounce ideas off each other, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about: building a team, building a system, being able to generate revenue without you always having to be there. So that's kind of what we talked about. Nothing too crazy. The calls with her are usually around 10 to 15 minutes, just, recapping the week, seeing as well how the concepts she made this week have been, and just new feedback, anything she has, and just connecting with the team. Because the biggest thing when you have a team, and this is something that I lacked when I hired previous editors or hired previous team members, is that you hire somebody and you just expect them to be able to know how to do everything. Even if they have previous experience, your company is still different, and you need to constantly be checking in with them and can't expect them to just always do well. Imagine you're working at, you're working at McDonald's. If you're working at McDonald's, you're a cashier or whatever the fuck you're doing, you're grocerying bags, whatever you're doing, what the heck, what am I saying? You're a cashier at McDonald's something, and your manager never checks up on you, nobody checks up on you. You're obviously going to slack off, and this is going to be a job where you just don't take as serious. And if you're not a big company like McDonald's, you will feel the impacts of this very, very soon, and your business will fall and crash if you rely on somebody that's not dedicated and understand their position well. In McDonald's, people can slack off and it doesn't fucking matter. They're gonna print money regardless. That specific franchise might die, but as a whole, McDonald's is good. But in terms of you starting off your own business and you're picking your team members yourself, you need to make sure they're able to understand how to do these things. They need to be able to make sure that they're competent enough. And that's why I like to do meetings at least once a week with team members that I deem necessary, that need it. So that made no sense, but basically I just want to rephrase. I go on meetings with team members to make sure that we're all caught up and we understand what we need to do to push the business forward. Now let's talk about performance for the last couple of days. Last week, so the 10th to the 16th, I believe it was, the performance was very, very good on the first store that I've been running. That store was able to do, honestly, we were at a 30% margin until the last 3 days. We fell to a 27% margin, but nevertheless, performance still was very, very good. On Sunday, we were able to have a lot of campaigns, do a 3 ROAS, which was very, very solid. But since then, things have died down, which is fine. Mondays, Tuesdays, performance is usually very, very shit. So I'm not too worried about it. But today is looking very solid, and it's Wednesday. So yeah, looking to see what we can scale up by Wednesday to Thursday, hopefully, or not Wednesday, we are Wednesday, Thursday to Friday, see what we can scale up and hopefully increase some budget, because at the end of the day, the goal is to find ads that are able to scale. And once you find those ads, you scale them, push them to their limit, and try to find new ads and repeat, repeat, repeat. That's the whole goal with this shit when you're running ads. So that's what we're trying to do right now with the first brand. The second brand, though, I don't know about the second brand, because the first 3 days, we got a couple sales. Things were looking very, very promising. Again, it's a fresh pixel, so I'm not too worried. It's a fresh ad account, whatever. But then shit died down for... The fuck's this nigga doing? Shit died down for the last 2 days or 3 days until today. Today got a sale literally before I picked up the camera. I'll show y'all in a bit, but it's very, very weird. We're still testing, so it's not that deep. We did launch 4 new batches of creatives yesterday to see if we can pick up some momentum on there. Right now we're down a couple $100, which usually I turn off products if I lose around 300. We lost like 400, which I know I shouldn't be doing this, but I kind of see a little bit of potential in it. It might do shit. Like, I'm fully aware it might do shit, but I'm down to let it rock until $1,000 net loss. If it does that shit, then I'll turn it off. But it's a good product. I think it just needs a bit more time to learn a bit more. So I'm gonna let it learn a bit more. And if it still continues to do ads, then I'll just turn that shit off. But yeah, let me show you guys kind of the sales coming in right now, since I am at a red light. We got sales coming in, and yeah, today should be a good day. It's Wednesday. Store's doing good, like I said. So the game plan for the rest of the day is to finish off some creative research for the first brand. Yesterday we did creative research for the second brand, and we got ads made and we launched it yesterday. So we'll see how that does in the next couple of days. For this brand, the first brand, I did some creative research this morning, hopped on the call, going gym right now, and then after that, like I just said, it's gonna be more creative research, then some media buying, look to see what we need to turn off in terms of last ads that we launched the previous week, see if there's anything to scale, which I don't think there is. And that's what the day is kind of gonna look like. After that, it's gonna be communicating with other team members via Slack, just making sure everything is good. And then the day, I believe, should be over. There might be like little tasks here and there that I'll do, but I don't like to jam pack my days with too much shit. Each day is nowadays just specific to whatever task I want to do. So if it's creatives, it's creatives. If it's product research, it's product research. And that's kind of how I'm structuring it right now, until I'm able to build up these brands to the point where it makes sense to divert my focus into other horizons to continue more growth for them. Right now we're still building up the second brand, the main brand. We're just looking to bring it back down at a point where it makes sense to maintain profitability at a higher threshold of a margin, because like I told you guys, let me just floor that bitch, because it makes more sense to do that at a profitable rate than just forcing it to scale, because there's no point of doing 100K a month, forcing it to scale at a 10% margin. It makes more sense to just do a 50K month and then have a 20-30% margin. So that's why this brand scales shit back down, and we're looking to just maintain it and gradually scale it up rather than force shit to scale. And yeah, that's kind of the goal with this whole business shit right now in my life, is just to scale multiple brands horizontally rather than forcing some brands that don't make sense to be scaled. Some brands at the end of the day aren't meant to be scaled very, very hard because of the product, especially if you're selling a seasonal product, which the first brand is. Second brand is a health related product. So honestly, once that shit starts to pick up, my main focus will start to turn into there and see how far we can push it. And there's no doubt in my mind, once we are able to crack whatever winning product it is and crack the creatives, we will be able to push to sky's the limit and hit scale that I've never hit before. The goal is to crack over $250,000 by the end of the year with the second brand, if in Q4 or something, because that's the most I've ever done so far to date. And I'm pretty sure we should be able to do it if we're able to identify a great product to scale. So that's what we're working on right now. We're looking to just get back to high level of scale. We focused January to regroup and make a game plan. February was a bit of like, I traveled, so it was a chiller month, which low-key shouldn't have been a chiller month, but whatever. I was able to relax and really think about what I wanted to do. And now we are in March, and March is go time, so it's time to execute. It's time to do everything that I said I wanted to do. And it's time to make a whole lot of money by the summertime, December time, make even more money, Q4. And that is the goal. Any of you guys that are watching this, haven't started your store, you need to start your store before it becomes Q4, because in Q4 you're gonna regret that you didn't start, because if you don't have some shit doing well in Q4 and Q3, which is before Q4 obviously, then you won't be able to scale and make up of the opportunity that's presenting itself. So I just got to the gym. I'm going to hit chest, and yeah, catch y'all in a little bit. What up, you guys? It's your boy Dwidge, and we're back. We're back from the gym. Great chest day. The chest is destroyed, and now we're about to head home, get some protein in our system, and get back to work. I want to tell you guys about this though, real talk, before I get back to work and end this video. I find a lot of, I guess the word in this situation is peace from the gym. The gym for me is like an outlet to kind of release any stress that I have, and just help me maintain a level of calmness when it comes to this business shit. Because at the end of the day, this business shit is stressful, and I've gotten to the point where I'm very desensitized to a lot of things. Like, I've lost so much money into this journey that losing money is something that I don't even give a fuck about. The only thing that really grinds my gears is losing progress and losing momentum. I don't care about necessarily the dollar amount that's being lost. I don't care about things like that. But when I see we were at a higher level and we fall off, obviously that's a new miracle figure, I guess, to say. But it's not about the number. It's more about, again, the stage that we fall below. And it just, that's what kind of bothers me. But it's very hard for me to kind of get in a state of mind where I am feeling depressed or don't feel like doing anything, because at the end of the day, my life could be way worse, and you kind of have to appreciate what you got and be able to have gratitude for everything that you have as a blessing. Like, for me specifically, and you guys can do this for yourself after this video whenever you want to do it, but for me specifically, yeah, there's a lot of things that are having issues in terms of my business. A lot of things aren't going right, aren't going my way, but at the end of the day, like, I'm in a car that I bought myself, right? I bought this shit myself, literally brick by brick, on some corny shit, but brick by brick. I'm literally the one that's been able to generate a business, been able to, you know, fund my lifestyle this far without having to have a degree and whatever you want to call it, have to have a job. And you have to have gratitude and understand and thank God to be in this position. I could have been in a worse position. I could have been in another country where I didn't have the opportunity to do this thing. So that's why, for me, like, I try not to be down on myself. I try not to think that way. So the way I like to do that is, one, practice gratitude, and two, just go to the gym and relieve my stress. And how my day looks like is, the first part of my day, I don't look at numbers. I don't look at what the results are. I just take action the moment I wake up, because you will start finding that when you start generating results with this e-com stuff and it gets consistent, there's going to be days where even though it's consistent, your business isn't going to do the best. You know, you're going to lose money some days. There's going to be some days where your ad account gets banned, whatever the fuck happens, but you can't let these shits affect your mental. You have to be level-headed and be able to make
non-emotional decisions and be able to make the proper decisions as the captain of the boat of the business. You don't want to be that guy that's just crashing out and making impulsive decisions and fucking up the business. So that's why for me, I try to be as level-headed as possible, and that's why I like not to look at numbers right away. So I get some work in and I go to the gym. Sometimes I try not to look at the numbers before I try not to look at the numbers before going to the gym, but sometimes I do. But nevertheless, the gym helps me release my stress, and after I get a nice pump in, I'm feeling nice. I get in this car, again, like, when you're able to buy your own things, you're able to buy your own cars, even if you're having a bad day, like, obviously people might hate in the comment, be like, it's just a Tesla, but at the end of the day, for me, it's like, it's some shit that I bought from my hard work, and every time I get in this car, I understand, okay, I did this shit, and it resets my mental. Even if I'm having a bad day, every time I get in this bitch, it makes me realize that I did this shit, and it doesn't matter how bad shit gets, I can get out of the situations and I will win. I am a winner, and that's the type of shit that I'm on. So you guys just have to have a process that helps you get out of these bad state of minds for yourself. Like, it's not even about the materialistic factor, it's not about these type of things, it's just about your mental understanding who you are and what you want to achieve for yourself, and look at the bigger picture. I understand these down periods are just lessons that are going to get me to the point that I want to get to. So at the end of the day, I could care less about how bad shit's doing. All I do is work, make improvements to where I see fit, and just continue to grow. So the biggest lessons from this part of this video is that when you see an entrepreneur, anybody making these type of day in the lives or making any type of videos buying their dream car, understand that just because they're showing you the highest point in their life right now or whatever, usually, doesn't mean there hasn't been down periods. There hasn't been periods where they lost a lot of fucking money, periods where they're cooked to the point where they thought, fuck, I wasn't going to be able to get through this issue in my life. And you're going to have these periods. We all have these periods in this e-com shit where we think this way, or every entrepreneurship journey. And it's in you overcoming that you're able to see the benefits of all the work that you put in. So all y'all watching these type of videos, take action every single day. It doesn't matter if today's a bad day, just take one step of action every single day, and I promise you will see success. I see this in a lot of videos, but if you just keep trying, it's impossible for you to not see success. You will succeed even if it takes 100 years. You will do it as long as you're not retarded and you keep doing the same thing over and over again and not improving on what's not working. But nevertheless, you should be able to get to the point where you want to get to. And that's kind of where I want to leave this video off. I don't want to make it too long. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you guys today. A little day in the life, little mini day in the life. After this, I'm going to get into some deep work like I mentioned to you guys in the beginning of this video. And yeah, catch y'all in this next video, and I appreciate and I appreciate you guys for taking time to watch this video. Thank you. Peace.